Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 692. Happy Tuesday. I think I fired this thing right off at 7 o'clock on the dot. I've been up early. I've been up for a while. Woke up at 4:30, wide awake, thought it was like my alarm would be going off any minute. It didn't. It was 4:30. So I went back to bed and I woke up at 5:30. And I'm like, well, it's close enough to the alarm. Might as well get up. So I got up, made some coffee. This is my first cup, though. This is my first cup. Still on the Dunkin' with the pumpkin spice, which I've kind of just adapted. My taste buds have adapted to the pumpkin spice coffee creamer. Did a little shipping, did a little thumbnailing, and I did a little blowout searching for my previous orders because we're going to talk about how to spot some good sales on wax this holiday season. There's already some good deals to be had from the major online retailers. I'll share my strategies, what I look for, and we'll do a little history. We'll go back into my account, my Blowout Cards account, and see what good deals. The first one I open up, it's like, oh man, I wish I should have bought a lot more than what I bought. So we'll do a little digging through the account history. But there's more. I was firing up my upstairs office computer and I was just scrolling through Facebook and I came across a post that intrigued me because it was a bulk sale, not in my area, but I was reading through the comments and it made me realize why I hate selling on Facebook. Twitter doesn't seem as bad, but Facebook is just, it's the bane of my, like, and usually the only thing I'll put bulk on and I get the same flipping comments and it annoys me to no end. So I want to share, I just want to read through some of the comments and share why they annoy me. I think I was watching too many of Moynihan and Keating's pet peeve videos. So I'm going to share this is kind of an accidental video response to Mike Moynihan and his pet peeves. I'll share my pet peeves on Facebook selling with some of these comments that I've read on this bulk sale. By the way, I don't know if Dan's in here, but it's in Syracuse, New York, and it's a really good deal. I was going to reach out to you, Dan, but I think a couple people have already claimed it. Who knows with Facebook sales? Ugh, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We've got Jenny. Jenny's in the house. What's up, Jenny? It is dark. I came downstairs. I fumbled this morning trying to find my glasses on the nightstand. I came downstairs. It's, completely dark. Only illuminated by Frank's robot. Still going. Frank's robot with its headlights on, mowing the backyard. Frank update. We have an update. Frank was grilling some burgers last night. My dog nearly ran into his house again. Biscuit, I think, has made 2 freedom runs inside Frank's house in the last 5 years. But Frank was grilling some burgers out back. I was throwing the toy around for Biscuit, and I went over and I'm like, Frank, you've got a robot. How do you like this thing? I don't. And Frank's dry sense of humor, I don't. He's got several. He kind of shares the same like. It doesn't mow straight. It goes all over the place. It just goes where it wants to go. Kind of like a Roomba. He also said it's supposed to mow at like 3 inches or 3 or what is that inches? I think, I don't know, but it's mowing at 2.5. It looks like a lot less than that. It looks like it's buzz cutting his backyard. So he's not happy with that either. It's also not getting close enough to the edges around his perimeter. So he's not happy with it. I guess the company's coming out this week to go over some things. So he had to sign a 1-year contract for that damn robot. Like, oh man, sucks to be you. So yeah, if and my wife even mentioned it last night. It's like, if I ever considered a robot lawnmower, like looking at Frank's backyard has no want for a robot lawnmower. I will go out and mow the backyard. In fact, today's a mow day for me. Today's a mow day. Today's going to be the last mow. It's October 4th. I've decided. And I was talking about this with my mom recently, probably over the summer. And I shared that, and I've talked about it here on this show. I only like to mow when it's hot. Or now it's October. It's got to be warm. It's going to be, I think this is the last day of, we're going to hit 70 for a while. So it's got to be 70 or above. And I always thought that was kind of weird. My mom said, and I didn't realize this, I guess I never paid attention, but my dad was the same way. He would only mow once a week. He mowed on Thursdays, and it had to be a certain I think it was like 65 degrees. As long it had to be above 65 degrees. If it was not 65 degrees on a Thursday, he would not mow. So I knew I was stubborn. That seems like it's another level of stubbornness. He would only mow on Thursdays, and it had to be above 65 degrees. I don't know. That could have been like an excuse. Like, oh, it's too cold, I'm not going to mow, because he didn't want to mow. Like, I will sometimes use, I don't want to mow because it's Monday and the dump closes early. So that's like my procrastination. Like, I'm not going to mow today because the dump's closed, and I'll do it tomorrow. So I found that a little humorous. George, what's up? Good evening to George. Hopefully I can keep you awake for an hour. Probably not. You're probably already falling asleep after listening to me talk about my neighbor's lawn. David, good morning. Paige and Deanie Bean, what is up? Phillies in the playoffs, first time in nearly a decade. Very cool. I have not been paying close attention to baseball, even with the Cubs winning like every freaking game in the last 2 weeks. I just stopped. Like I've moved on. I've moved on from baseball. And I feel like this is going to be one of those years where I just don't pay any attention until January. There's years where I don't watch a single inning of postseason baseball. And usually it's because my team, the Chicago Cubs, are not in the playoffs. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those years where I just don't care. Now that I say that, I'll probably flip it on and end up watching 4 or 5 games. We'll see. Victor, good morning. Ed, what's up? Max is here. What's Max say? Max says, people want everyone to know their opinion, even though nobody cares. How true is that? I'm glad I grew up with it, so I'm just conditioned to it. Ed says, my pet peeve is pet peeves. Right? Sometimes I do get pet peeved out of pet peeves. This is just like ironic. Like I saw this post, like it's 6:57 this morning, and I'm like, oh man, these comments piss me off. This is a pet peeve. And then I remembered John had a pet peeve video yesterday in response to Mike Moynihan's pet peeve, and I'm like, damn, I just did too many pet peeves. Here we go. I'm following the trend. Zach and Porter, what is up? Good morning. Dan, there's Dan. Bo, 1 week after buying that collection, I am 75% on my way to breaking even. So far, I have put aside 20,000 star and rookie cards for my store. That is awesome. I love it. Dan, I don't know if you caught the very beginning. One of my pet peeves I'm going to talk about this morning is a big bulk collection that I saw in a Facebook group, and it's in Syracuse, New York. Now, I believe it's going to be all commons. It's all junk wax era, but it's $100. For the listing says approximately 100,000 plus cards. Just looking at the picture, I counted 32 5-row boxes. So I'm thinking it might be closer to 200,000 cards. And for $100, it's in Syracuse, New York. I think it already sold, or I think a couple people have claimed it, but I'm going to share some of the comments. Reminded me why I hate selling on Facebook because these comments annoy the piss out of me to no end. That's why I keep it on eBay and not list hockey and soccer cards on eBay. Hey, what's up? Low Roller Scratcher in the house. Max says, I think I saw that same lot. $100 for 100K boxes labeled. Yep, you got it, Max. That is the listing. It is the listing. Morning Card Hobbyist. Herman is with us. Good morning, Cooter. Card Fellas. Good morning. On the road and headed to Cumberland, Wisconsin. Thanks for the update on Frank's yard. You betcha. Where's Cumberland? I'm not familiar with Cumberland, Wisconsin. I do not know my Wisconsin geography. Now, Illinois, I can tell you where the smallest of small towns in the state of Illinois is. Wisconsin, I'm not there yet. I kind of keep to this small vicinity around Madison. Andrew, good morning. Royals 417 in the house. Good morning, Matt. Zach and Porter says 3 inches from the core of the earth. Terry says, good morning. What's up, Terry? Low Roller Scratcher says your father and son doesn't want to cut the grass. You should hire the kid to cut your grass. I like cutting my grass for the most part. I'm probably not going to enjoy it as much today, but I'll do it and I'll save. And I'll save money from paying the kid next door. Good morning, Johnny Boy Cards. With Seattle and Philly making the playoffs, longest playoff drought is now the Angels and Can you believe that? The Angels with Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani and Anthony Rendon. The Angels have not been in the playoffs for 7 years. The Tigers, we can believe that. We can believe the Tigers haven't been in the playoffs. But the Angels? That's ridiculous. Northwest Wisconsin, Cumberland. Okay. Dan says, for now, I'm glad I didn't see that post because if I carried in 200,000 more cards to my house, I may not still be married. Yeah. And I can offer some advice on that because you are right. You don't want to do it all at once because that will annoy the wife. But if you do it in small increments, like 100,000 here, 100,000 there, and it adds up to 3 million in the basement, then your wife just kind of accepts it over time in small doses. But yeah, I do agree with you. A couple of big lots. Don't want to do that. Don't want to upset the apple cart. Is that the term? Am I using that correctly? Upset the apple cart. What else is going on? Frank's robot's still working. He's not happy with it, but Frank is okay. It's October 4th already. Holy crap. We're going to talk about blowout sales, wax, my strategy behind holidays and some of the wax. Let's talk pet peeves for what do you want to hear first? Do you want to hear blowout strategies first and save the pet peeves until last, the pet peeves on Facebook selling, or do you want to hear the pet peeves and get that out of the way first? Zach and Porter wants to know what's going on with Royals 417. Victor says, I don't know. I had my phone in my pocket listening. I just realized what I did. Okay, so Victor does not have a vendetta against Royals 417. So that's good. That's good. He was pocket moderating. So let's just talk about, we'll go into pet peeves. So there's a post that we're talking about the 100,000 plus cards. As I was counting the boxes, I'm like, well, there's 16 in that pile. There's 16 in that pile. These look to be 5-row boxes. There's certainly more than 100,000 cards if those are all full. So could be 100,000, could be 200,000. $100. Now, if this was in like within a couple hours of Madison, Wisconsin, I would have bought it, even though it appears to be all junk wax. And I think he even mentions that somewhere in the post. Because for $100, I would take the chance. It looks like there's some good, and he does say that all the boxes are line up with the sets. So there's 89 Upper Deck, and there's some 89 Upper Deck singles that sell well. He's got 85 Tops, 83 Fleer. And then there's a lot of there's 86 Donruss. So there's some stuff that can sell as singles, low dollar singles. Minor league. So I'd be interested. It's probably that classic stuff from 91, 92, which still does. You can sell some singles here and there, but it looks like there's definitely enough meat on the bone to make it worth $100, and I'd drive a couple hours for it. And you pick through it, and then I would bulk sell the rest. So that would be my strategy if I lived closer to Syracuse, New York, or if a lot like this came up closer to where I'm at in Madison, Wisconsin. So let me get to my pet peeves. So it's like, hey, this is right up my alley. This is right up my alley. So I'm going to look at the comments. Dan, I will tell you, the reason I started reading the comments was not for my morning entertainment or my morning pet peeve, but because I saw it was Syracuse, New York, and I'm like, oh, Dan, this is where Dan's at. And I was going to reach out to you, but this was posted 10 hours ago, and a lot like this is probably going to sell pretty quickly. So you've got the comedians in there asking about the stuff that's in the background. You've got the what years, which is a legit question. Is a legit question because we all know when we see boxes labeled, 1989, is there actually, and it's usually the other way around. It's 1972 tops. Well, it's likely not a 5-row box filled with 1972 tops. So the author of the post says most of them are 80s and early 90s. What's written on the boxes usually what is in the box, and I believe him because it's all like late 80s and early 90s. So, and of course, this is a guy who wants to break it up. I collect Topps baseball if you want to break it up. There's my first pet peeve is the tire kickers that want you to break up a bulk lot. I'm not breaking up a bulk lot. I'm not filling your sets. I'm sorry. It's a bulk lot. If you want to pick, go to Sport Lots. This is a bulk sale. This isn't I'm going to spend an hour because I've wasted my time in Facebook groups. Oh, you're trading Cubs cards. I've got a ton of Blue Jay or a ton of Cubs cards I'll trade for Blue Jays. And the reason I have 20,000 damn Blue Jays cards is some a-hole on Facebook said, oh, I've got 50,000 Cubs cards. Well, guess what? He didn't have 50,000 Cubs cards. And then he freaking ghosted me. So, Chad, if you're listening, screw you, because I still have 20,000 Blue Jays cards that I can't get rid of. Anyway, so soapbox. We're on a soapbox right now. We're kicking off Hobby Evolution Tuesday with pet peeves. Thanks, Moynihan and Keating. So you've got the tire kickers that want you to break up a bulk lot. That's a pet peeve of mine on these bulk sales. Not Ocho Cinco, not Chad Johnson. Let's see. Of course, you've got, oh, dang, if I was closer. I don't know why people post that. Like, I mean, I'm thinking that, like, if this lot was closer to me, I would. And there's another one. There's, dang, if I was nearby, I'd come get them. I wish I was closer. Blah blah blah. Let's see. Oh, and here's the tire kickers that use and when I have a for sale post on Facebook, I ignore these comments. Why? And I'm going to tell you why. So this guy says, might be able to pick up Sunday going to Dirt Week finale. And here's why I'm not going to respond to that, because he starts the sentence with might. Guess what might means in my eyes? I'm not interested. And I'm going to ghost you, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to circle back to him on Sunday. Oh, something came up, blah, blah, blah. So might means you're out. Sorry. You got to confirm. And that's not confirmation. That's a tire kicker that's going to ghost you. So we ignore those. Let's see. This guy's checking with a friend, so that's cool. That's a good friend. Let's see. And here's another one. Here's another one that I would ignore. I'm in Northeast PA, but I'd probably make the drive. If you don't get rid of them by the weekend, let me know. So this is actually one that I may circle back. I'm not going to hold out hope for this guy because he uses the term probably. I'm in North, but I'd probably make the drive if you still have them by the weekend. So I typically ignore those. If I haven't sold it by the weekend, I'll go back to this guy and I'm like, hey, they're still available, and we'll see. A couple more PMs. The old still availables. If I'm interested, just PM the guy. Oh, and here's another one. Can you ship me the cards? It's 200,000. It's 100,000 plus. It's advertised as 100,000 plus. It might be close to 200,000. Can you ship? No, I can't ship cards to you. You know how much that's going to cost? I'm not going to ship them because A, I don't want to put them in boxes to ship. And you don't want me to ship them because it's going to cost too much. It is 100,000 cards of junk wax. We're not going to ship them. Okay, moving on. I think there was one more that I wanted to get to. Let's see. Oh, and this is the classic that I've talked about. This is my pet peeve that I talk about often. What do I say? Always be looking. ABL. Did I steal that from Glengarry Glen Ross? Always be looking. Coffees for lookers. This guy says, I've been looking for just this deal, but I live in Tennessee and I can't find nobody with a deal like this. I've been hunting for a deal like this for a year. A year? I only find deals like this once a year, and I'm always looking. They don't come up that now they've started to come up more and more. But it's like the people that typically say, I've been looking for, there's never deals like this where I'm at. Well, are you looking? Are you actively looking? Now, going on Craigslist once a month doesn't count. Going on Facebook Marketplace once a week doesn't count because why? Everybody else is looking for deals like this. You're not the only one in Knoxville, Tennessee, looking for bulk deals. There are many just like you, and they're always looking. The people that get them, and that you're like, oh man, I never get these deals. Why? Because you're not looking. You're not looking hard enough. So that's what I say. Always be looking. I had here's a personal story from, this is during like the height of COVID. I was back in the office before I went full time. So it was last summer. There was and you didn't find these deals even if you were always looking during the COVID, because everybody thought their cards were worth $1 million in the COVID years. So these bulk deals didn't come up like they did before, or they are now coming back. And there was somebody, even a better bulk deal. It was bulk cases. It was junk wax, but he had great, like $40, $50 for a case of junk wax. And I'm like, I could sell a box for that price at that point in time. Prices have come down a little bit. So I see it on let's just call it today's Tuesday. On a Tuesday night, I see this on Facebook Marketplace. Boom. And it had recently been posted. Because why? I'm always looking. Always be looking. And so I reach out and I'm like, hey, I'm interested. I can pick up tomorrow. So I'm like, and so here's what slowed me down. It was the person who posted, it was her father's collection. And he didn't know how to Facebook. So she was on Facebook. She's like, so you'll have to talk to him in the morning. Like, and here's the phone number. Call at 9 a.m. And what was my problem? My problem was I called at 9 a.m. And when you're on time, you're 5 minutes too late because somebody else scooped right in at 8:58. And when I called, I was in the office and I left. I walked out into the hallway, and lady answers, "Oh, my dad's on the line with somebody else for the collection." And he got off the phone. Whoever the other person was beat me by 2 minutes. Bought the collection because the guy actually he called me back, and I'm like, "Ooh, the deal fell through." No, he was just calling me back in case the deal fell through, and I missed out. And that's when you're like, you're going to miss these deals. Why do people get these deals? Because they're always looking and they're proactive. Casually looking at Craigslist once a week, Facebook Marketplace once a night, not going to do it. You've got to always be looking. You've got to have alerts. You've got to be super proactive. So there's my video response to Moynihan and Keating on my pet peeves selling on Facebook, especially when it comes to bulk, because I field those tire kickers. Well, if you got them on the weekend, I've got something going on, but I might be interested. Probably might, not going to cut it. So serenity now. Okay. now that we've got that out of our system, let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about sales and blowout sales and fun deals that I got. So, let's see, where are we at? Low Roller Scratcher is back in the chat. It's been a while. He says I can pay $1,000 to get a robot lawnmower to cut my grass. Why would I want to pay $1,000 to have a shitty looking yard? Because that's what a robot lawnmower does. No, I'm not going to do that. Just the boxes in that lot would be almost worth the $100. Absolutely. There's what did I count? Like 32 of the 5-row boxes. Jenny says, I've done many different avenues and can tell you I stick to eBay. I've done stack sales on Twitter, card shows, garage sales, Craigslist, etc. I will only do eBay now. I do mix it up. eBay obviously is my main platform that I use. I don't do Twitter. I don't do garage sales. I do Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist for my bulk sales, and that's about it. And that's just because you can't really sell bulk truckloads on eBay. So I do Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist with my bulk sales, my bulk common sales, and then obviously I do card shows. And card shows is great revenue for my quarter boxes, and it was awesome. When this wasn't full time, and I could go set up at a card show and make $300 selling quarter cards, and take that $300 and go buy a couple tobacco cards. That was really fun. So it's still fun, but not as fun, because now that money just goes into the business account and goes for more inventory. And every once in a while, I'll treat myself to a Cubs tobacco card. Let's see. Jenny says, ignoring probably question. I would read that as a seller, as the guy has to make sure he doesn't have family stuff going on before he commits to coming and then has to back out. But I don't, as a seller, that means no to me. They're not committed, so I'm moving on. If they can figure out if they're good or not, then that's cool. But the tire kickers that might probably, I've got this going on, I've got that going on. What's your priority? If that's your priority, the cards are not your priority. The cards for me as a seller are my priority to sell. So that's how I look at it. Stacks and packs, fully agree with ignore probablys. Let's see. People want handouts. They are standing all over intersections here with their signs. Anything helps, man. That's a whole nother pet peeve episode. You need to get off of Facebook. Poison. It is to an extent. There's a lot of positive on it, but I think there's more negative than positive. Jenny says, yeah, the energy here today is way negative. Is Low Roller Frank? Could be. He's fired up and it's good content, not negative. 4-Leaf Card says, good morning. Hope everyone has an awesome day. You as well. Thanks for dropping in the chat. Low Roller says you can sell 2,000 common cards for $40 each with flat rate shipping. I actually have done that in the past. And I'll do, like, I have 100, probably 200,000 to 300,000 Oklahoma Sooners football cards. And they're in the very back because and I would usually sell, like, I'd put them in flat rate boxes, and my net was like $5. And it took me more. It became not worth my time because I had to move them from the current boxes because they're in like other mailing boxes that I can't use to ship. So I would have to put them in a flat rate box, and it would take like a half an hour to make $5. Not worth my time. So I just kind of on a whim, I took one box out because I was moving stuff around, and I'm like, I'm going to pull all the Brian Bosworth, because Bosworth sells on eBay. And I pulled like a few Bosworth cards, and I'm like, I'm going to put these on eBay just to see if they sell. I think I had 3 or 4 of them listed. They all sold fairly quickly. So I may have to pull more Bos cards in Oklahoma Sooners. They're like 2008 upper deck. I have some Texas Longhorns also. So let's move on to blowout sales. And I made a purchase. So I love the holidays because, well, I love the holidays. That's a good reason, right? I love the holidays and I love the holiday sales in terms of unopened sealed wax from the big online retailers. When I say online retailers, I'm talking Blowout Cards, Dave and Adams, and Steel City. And typically, Blowout, I purchase the most from Blowout. But every once in a while, I'll find some deals on Dave and Adams or Steel City. But typically, it's Blowout. And I made an order from Blowout yesterday. By the way, I talked to my dealer yesterday or Sunday, and the Topps Pro debut hadn't come in. He's at the industry summit, so I've got to wait. But Blowout has cheaper prices than my dealer. So for the hobby boxes, for the hobby case, so it was like $40 cheaper than what my dealer quoted me. So I put an order in for a hobby case yesterday. So hopefully it is delivered. It's already been shipped. So today's Tuesday. So I'm guessing Thursday because I don't know if there's any tracking yet on it. So it might not be picked up until today. So maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. Who knows with shipping. So I got the hobby case of Pro Debut. I'll probably still order at least one jumbo. I may stick to my 2 jumbo cases from my dealer because his jumbo case pricing is still lower than significantly lower than Blowout, but the hobby case was cheaper on Blowout. So I picked up a hobby case, which the per card price is much cheaper. But I like the fact that Chrome comes in the jumbo, and I just wanted to try that out. Although I've seen some I've just viewed some people's reactions to their breaks, and there's not as many Chrome autos as what people initially anticipated in Pro Debut. Let's see. Paige and DD Bean wants to know Pro Debut how much. It's also cheaper on Blowout than it is on Topps.com. I think Topps.com was $100 for a box. I think it's only like 80. At Blowout, let me go. Pro Debut. So we're talking about Blowout and some of their sales. So I actually bought a couple different things on Blowout yesterday, including a hobby case. So hobby cases are $800, $799.95. Let's see, a jumbo case is $794.95, which is interesting because jumbo cases were higher than hobby cases a week ago. So this is interesting. So is it on Topps? Is it the jumbo box that's 100 or the hobby? So a hobby box on Blowout is only $70. That's a really good deal. Because I saw some pricing. Topps.com did have them. Let's see if I can get into the Topps.com website. They want to make sure it's actually you we are dealing with and not a robot like your neighbor Frank's lawnmower. Let's verify I am human. Okay. Didn't even have to click on horses or bicycles. Let's see. Where are we at? Topps.com. It's kind of slow here for me. Let's go boxes and packs. Pro Debut. Okay, hobby boxes are 80 and jumbo boxes are 100. So there you go. By the way, people that wanted Topps Gallery, you can buy them on Topps.com. Blaster boxes, $25 at Topps.com. There you go. Pro Debut hobby box, $80. Not a bad price. It's cheaper on Blowout. What did I say? 70 on Blowout. And by the way, I would tell you to go to Blowout for 2 reasons. If you want a jumbo box, go to Blowout. Don't go to Topps.com because Topps.com's shipping is insanely slow. You'll get your if you ordered a jumbo box today from Blowout.com, blowoutcards.com, you'll probably get it. Today's Tuesday. You'll probably get it Thursday or Friday. If you order from Topps.com, you'll be lucky if it ships by Friday. So I would tell you to order from Blowout and not Topps.com. We've got Abraham. Good morning, Abraham. Paige and Deanie Bean. So there we go. That's the Topps Pro Debut. Topps should have the lowest price. Agreed. They used to back in the day. Barry says, is there a way to avoid the Topps shipping charges, which are way too high? No, there's not. That's another reason to go to Blowout, because if you order Yeah, and Paige and Deanie Bean says plus 15 to ship. So if you just wanted one hobby box from Tops, what was the price again? 80. You're going to pay almost $100 after shipping and tax. You're going to pay $100 for a hobby box. If you, I think Blowout, I think you're going to have to pay shipping up to 150. So if you order 2 boxes, you might have to order 3 or 4 boxes to get that free shipping. But at least I think with Blowout, their shipping price isn't going to be as crazy. I wonder if I can find out. Add to cart. Let's see. Let's go to the cart. So free shipping over $199. Oh, so shipping, it's right there on their delivered 3 days or less. Blowout, love you. $9.95 for shipping on Blowout Cards. So you can buy one hobby box for $80 on blowoutcards.com. If you go to Tops, you're going to pay about $100 for that same box. And it's probably going to be a couple weeks before you get it because Tops' shipping is insanely slow. Tops would get it to you in 2023. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Let's see. So I ordered a hobby case of Tops Pro Debut. And then I saw on their homepage, they had sales. Blowoutcards.com had some sales. And I saw right off the bat, trending sales, trending dash deals is what they call it. And they had a 2017 WWE Heritage Wrestling Hanger Box, $5.95. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of those. Thankfully, before I started buying, I started scrolling, and they have an even better deal on that product. You can buy a lot of 12 of them for $59.95. So that gets your pricing down to about $5. Save $1 per box, which makes it about 15 cents per card. Now, I will say WWE Heritage, great set for low-end sellers on eBay. I sell a ton of WWE Heritage cards out of my eBay store. And at 15 cents, there's enough in there because, I can move those cards at $1.50. Some of the inserts go for a little more. The Alexa Bliss sells for $10 to $15 alone. Her base card sells for $10 to $15 alone. So that right there tells me that's a great buy. WWE Heritage 2017. I posted that yesterday after I put my order in. By the way, I ordered 48 hanger boxes of WWE Heritage. After the order went through, I tweeted because I didn't want them to cancel my order because everybody went and bought them. I do know at least 2 others on Twitter picked up hanger boxes as well. Picked up those lots. So, Paige and Deanie Bean says dash deals sound dangerous. They do, and it can get dangerous on these dash deals. So, as we get closer to Black Friday, Blowout has a ton of deals. There's a lot of poo-pooing on Blowout and their deals here recently over the last couple years. Oh, I remember back in 2012, they actually had deals. Here's the strategy. You have to play the long game with these Black Friday, Black November dash deals. More times than not, you're not going to find a deal, say a $50 hobby box, and you're going to be able to flip it for $125 the next day on eBay. They've wisened up to that. But if you play even the short-term long game, and what I'm talking about is 3 or 4 months, like you buy some baseball products at a deep discount on what seems to be a deep discount. I guess in the future it does. Hindsight. I turned, let's see what the last Blowout. I don't think I bought anything last year, which last year was not surprising. There was not very many Blowout deals on wax because you couldn't find wax. Nobody, everybody was hoarding wax. There was a premium on wax. Now we're back to normal. I think there's going to be a lot of deals this holiday season. So you have to play that short-term long game. I bought, let's see, I think it was 2016 Topps Update Mega Boxes. And I think the price was like $25 or $40. I can't remember per mega box. And those are the retail mega boxes they had in stores. I held on to them until like March. So we're talking 3 months, 4 months tops. and they were selling for like $120. Same with the Heritage. It was 2019 Heritage high number mega boxes. I think those were like in the $40 range. Those were selling for $150 per box just a few months later. So if you play the longer game, the short-term long game, it can pay off. Now, let's go historically. So that's what you have to be looking for. You kind of have to have an idea of what could really break out. And there's really nothing on sale right now to give you examples. The Heritage that I bought, that's a great rip and flip product. And that's why I think that's such a great deal. There's some, let's see, what else is on here? In like football, I can't really share my opinions on football because I don't know football products. There's 2015 Panini Prism football jumbo boxes on sale, 2019 Donruss football Fanatics blaster boxes, wild card, decision. So there's political cards. We've got Panini season update boxes. I don't know. Okay, so here we've got some baseball. 2013 Topps Update Hobby Case for $3,000. Who's in 2013 update? There's got to be some rookies in that's driving that price up. It's only marked down from 3,600, so that's probably not that great of a deal. Let's see. So there's not real right now. The dash deals, they're not very dashing for baseball products. But once November hits, and usually I think by the end of October, as we go into November, Blowout starts throwing out their weekly. I think last week it was only weekly deals. Now prior to last year, they had like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They would have the like the tiers, like the tier 1 sale, the tier 2 sale, and they would do that throughout the month of November, leading into Black Friday. And their Black Friday sales just kind of, as wax became more popular, the Blowout sales became less good. and the Black Friday at Blowout last year was kind of disappointing, but I think we all anticipated that based on how popular sealed wax was in 2021. So I expect, based on looking at retail shelves, Target, Walmart, prices dropping. I mean, look at Topps Pro Debut. That was a product last year that went up after release. This year, Blowout dropped at $50 for a hobby case from, I think they were at $850 last week. They're at $800 this week. So when we see those prices of wax, sealed wax, dropping right after release, that tells us that it's trending down and sales are to come. So I expect some great Black November sales from the major online retailers. Blowout, Dave and Adams, Steel City. Let's go back and look. Let's have some fun here. And I know people say, don't go back. Don't look in the rearview mirror and look at your past sales because you're only going to hit yourself. I enjoy it. I kick myself like, oh, why could I not? And there's probably stuff in my room right now. Maybe it's Bowman U. So here's a Bowman U story. I only have 11 blaster boxes left. Why? Because I had to rip, I think 4 or 5, because I had miscounted on a quantity listing. Skylar Thompson. Somebody came in and bought all of my Skylar Thompson Bowman U base cards. I think I had 16 listed, but I only had 15. So I had miscounted, and I'm like, well, I've got stock. I can just rip. And it took me, I think, 4 blasters to get a Skylar Thompson base card to add that 16th card to the lot that was purchased. So I've got another stack of Bowman U, and I'm down to 11 sealed blaster boxes. That could be a product in 2 years, and it's like, oh my God, I had 80 blaster boxes. Why didn't I keep them sealed? Because it's too damn fun to rip them. That's why. But I've got some Bowman, and kind of the opposite's happened with Bowman. I've got Bowman mega boxes out in my ears. Actually, I've kind of ripped a few here and there, and I'm waiting and waiting for the prices on Bowman 2021 to go up. And I've still got 6 unopened mega boxes from 2022. I'm just sitting on them, and it's kind of like I'll get bored this winter and I'll probably rip them. Hopefully not, but this is kind of what happens. And then next year, somebody from that first Bowman class breaks out, and now all of a sudden, these are no longer $50 mega boxes; they're 150. And it's like, if I had only wait, it's kind of like the Dogecoin. I had hundreds of thousands of Dogecoin, and I tripled my money. I was happy because I sold it 3/4 of a penny and tripled my money. And then it went to 75 cents, and I could have had a couple $100,000 had I waited like 4 months. 4 months. Dogecoin. Card Hobbyist says, nothing wrong with looking at old sales. Just shrug it off and move on. I remember selling a Juan Soto Bowman rookie for 50 cents. Congrats to that dude. Right on. So let's do it. Low roller. There he is, laughing at my Dogecoin misadventures. 2016 Bowman. So I went back, and the oldest record I have on Blowout Cards is 2016 at release. I bought 3 hobby boxes of 2016 Bowman. Bowman hobby boxes, I think this year were around $400 at release for a hobby box. $400 for a Bowman hobby box at release this year, 2022. 2016, I paid $200 for 3 of them. $67.95 for a hobby box of Bowman back in 2016. I'm not sure if is there anything in 2016 Bowman. I'm sure there's somebody in that set. I know like the Acuna in Soto, were they 2017 maybe? So let's go to October. Hey, I made a purchase on October 2nd, 2016. So probably leading into those Black Friday deals. Was it? What did I order? I did. I ordered some Topps Strata hobby boxes from 2014 football. 2014 Topps Strata football hobby boxes. I remember opening these. I paid $29.95 for the 2 boxes, and that was a waste of $59.90 for those 2 boxes. I remember those were a bust, and I think they probably still are. They still might be only $30 for a hobby box. Let's go into Black November 2016. November 4th, I placed an order for 2015. Oh, man. This one hurts. 2015 Topps Mega Box Baseball, a case for $299. Now, let's go and see if Blowout is still selling Mega. 2015 Topps Mega. Haha, they do. Oh, no. So, in 2016, November of 2016, I bought and I ripped them all. 2015 Topps Mega Box case for $299. Blowout today has them at a special price. They're on sale for $1,600 for a case, and I paid $300. They are now on sale for $1,600. Let's see. Let's go into the chat before we cry some more. Paige and DD Bean says, DD Dillon shared a website that I thought had a good idea. Repacked 1969 top set with a graded 69 cards as the chase. That's pretty cool. Card Hobbyist says, I was a Dogecoinaire, sold too early. Oh, well, turned $300 to $3K. I didn't do so well. I turned $200 to $600. I thought I did insanely well at the time, and I did too. I tripled my money. Dogecoin wasn't even worth a penny at that time. Dogelon Mars could be the next Dogecoin since it's way under 1 penny. Just wait the next crypto bull run. I am cryptoed out. I'm holding some since we're talking. I'm holding. Fortunately, I sold my Bitcoin and my Litecoin at the peak. Let's see. But I certainly didn't get in at like the crazy low prices. But they weren't high prices either. I did well on selling Bitcoin and Litecoin. I am holding, what am I holding? So my crypto, I think I'm holding Cardano, Tezos, and one other coin. Come on, Coinbase. Let's see. Assets. What am I holding? It's dropped. Oh, Shiba Inu. I'm holding Cardano, Shiba Inu, and Tezos. So those are the 3 cryptos I'm currently holding. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to crying some more, and let's look at more orders from blowout years past, Black Fridays and Black Novembers. So 2016, I bought a ton of crap in 2016. Let's see, November 9th, 2016, one of those wave sales, not tiers. I bought they had Heritage hobby boxes, 2015 WWE Heritage hobby boxes for $32 each. I bought 3 of those. I bought a 2013 Topps Heritage baseball retail case for $309. Let's just go to Blowout and see if they have any of those in stock. Heritage case. 2013 Heritage case. Let's see. Hobby case, everything's sold out. So they do not have anything of that nature. So let's see. $32 for a hobby box. Let's look up WWE for 2015. See if they have any of that in stock. They don't. Out of stock. All the 2015 and 16 WWE Heritage out of stock. But I'm certain it's more than $32. So Black November, I put a lot of this is going to make me cry because I remember 2016 Black Friday. Where's my tissue? I'm going to cry. Okay. The very first order, and I remember this, I woke up at 5 a.m. Before work so I could get these deals. And this was probably the last year of the really good deals and the fun of Black Friday on Blowout Cards. My very first order, I think I had a itchy trigger finger. Is that what it's called? Because this was my worst buy by far. It was 2008 Upper Deck SP Authentic hobby boxes. They were $30. Now, in hindsight, 6 years later, it's like, oh, hey, that's a good deal. But I paid $210, and I bought 7 of those. So that was my worst. So $30, but again, we're talking 6 years ago. Things were a lot different 6 years ago. So let's go. We're talking Black Friday deals that I purchased on Blowout Cards back in 2016. My second order of the day. And this was a great deal at the time. And I pulled a Chris Bryant auto and sold it, but this was long before, actually not long, about a year before my 1 Million Cubs project began. 2013 Elite Extra Edition hobby box. And I think you got 10 autos per hobby box. They were $30, which is a hell of a great deal. Let's look at Blowout because I wonder if they still have these on the website sale. Looks like they do. Okay, so let's see. What did I pay? I paid $30 for a hobby box, and now they are selling for $130, which that's not. Oh wait, no. Yes, hobby box 130 $130. That's actually not too terrible, considering it's been 6 years. And I did, there were some, one of my best sales besides the Chris Bryant. I sold a Chris Bryant for a good amount. I think the Chris Bryant got me 60% of what I paid because I think that auto sold for around $150. What's up, Dan? One of the other big sales, I think my second biggest sale was an $80 sale. I sold an Ahmed Rosario auto for $80. And so in hindsight, hey, that was a great deal. And that Chris Bryant can probably be had for less than $100 now also. Because it wasn't a low series. It was numbered to $999 or $777 or something wacky like that. Max says, people still talk about crypto. I thought we were past that phase. Just another Beanie Baby and Pog fad. The utility, I understand. The investment side, meh. I think crypto. I think there is a future in crypto. I just don't know if anybody knows where that future is. It's kind of like, here's my thought. I'm going to make this quick because it's not something I really want to get into, but here's my quick thought on crypto. I think many people are looking at crypto right now the same way people looked at the internet in 1995. Oh, it's just a fad. It's not going to last. Crypto's here to stay. Which cryptocurrency is going to take hold for the long haul? It might not even be invented yet. But I do think cryptocurrency is the future. I'm just not comfortable because I don't follow it closely enough, and I just think there's too much uncertainty. I think it's a lot like the .com. There's going to be stuff that sticks, and it's like, wow, if you bought Amazon stock in 1999, how much is it worth? If you bought Alta Vista stock in 1999, or what was the other one, Pets.com or something, whatever the Super Bowl ads were that just failed a year later. So that's my thoughts on crypto. I think it is the wave of the future, but I don't think we know what's going to stick and hold. Let's go back to Blowout Black Friday 2016. What else did I buy? This is gonna make me cry. This one's gonna make me cry. There's actually two of them that are gonna make me cry. This one's really gonna make me cry. And before I say what it is, I just want to bring it up and see. It's a Heritage product. I love my Heritage products. Okay, they're out of stock, but I do want to go on eBay to see. It's 2011 Topps Heritage Minor League. We know I love Heritage Minor League. I was buying Heritage Minor League boxes, and these were selling. This was a pretty quick flip because I sold them all like within a few months at a pretty nice markup. Heritage Minor box. So, okay, kind of what I expected. Here's the surprising thing. They haven't gone as far up, because these were, even like going into the pandemic, these were slightly lower right now. Those are listed prices, but that's kind of what I expected. Let's go to sold items and see. I'm really dragging this one out, aren't I? Okay, so there is one that sold for over that. So in 2016, Blowouts Black Friday, and I put in 2 orders of this, actually, 2 orders of 6. So I essentially bought a case of 2011 Topps Heritage Minor League hobby boxes for $59.95 per hobby box. The most recent sale was about a week ago on eBay that sold for $507. $507 for a hobby box. They were selling for $60. These ramped up really fast. Like I said, I did make money. It was kind of like, it was Dogecoin-esque. I did make a flip that I was happy with. I placed this order in late November. I think by the end of January, just 2 months later, I had sold them all. I think I ripped half a case and I sold half a case. And I was selling them for around $100 to $110. So I was making probably $25 profit. So 25 times 6 is what, 100. I made $150. I was happy. Had I held on to them for 6 years, actually, if I would have held on to them for probably 3 years, I would have been selling these for $400 a box, because they went up really fast. So that's the one that makes me cry. $500 is what those sell for now. I'm going to go to the chat before we cry on the next one. Let's see. Low Roller asks a good question, because we're going to get into that one next. We're going to talk basketball. I bought one SKU of basketball in 2016. So I'm going to share what I bought. Max is going to make his money elsewhere. He likes the utility. The investment side is garbage. Card Hobbyist says crypto has been around since 2009. It blew up around 2017, making it mainstream. Card Hobbyist says, like Bo says, the future application of it is uncertain. Let's see. And I wouldn't disagree with Low Roller's assessment here. It's a great time to buy. It is at lows, and this is, I would say, this is a good entry point for crypto. I don't know which one to buy, but it's all low right now. So if you choose wisely, it might pay off. Low Roller wants to know if I bought any basketball card boxes, if you got Luka cards or Zion. I did not. In fact, 2016 was the only year that I bought basketball cards on Black Friday, and I'm trying to find which SKU it was. I think it's this one here. Let's go in. And yes, it is. So let's see, because I pulled, this was kind of a garbage product at the time, because there was a rookie in this product that was still kind of under the radar. But he broke out soon after, just as I suspected. Okay, so the product in question was 2013-14 Timeless Treasures hobby boxes. And this was actually a case. So you had to buy these by the case. 10-box cases of Timeless Treasures. So this is like a hit product. I think there were only 4 cards per box or something to that effect. So a hobby case. A hobby case of Timeless Treasures Basketball 2013-14. $240. $240. Guess who the rookie is in 2013-14 Timeless Treasures? He plays for the Milwaukee Bucks, and his name is Giannis. So, let's see if they have any in stock on Blowout. Let's go to Blowout first to see if they have any in stock. 2013 Timeless Treasures. Remember, I bought a case for $240. This is probably the one that's going to make me cry the most. Yeah, this is going to make me cry. So a 2013-14 Panini Timeless Treasures hobby case. I paid $200. I only bought one. It might have been a limit one, but I didn't care about basketball. It seemed like a good deal. In hindsight, it was a great deal. $240 for a 2013-14 Timeless Treasures. You can go on Blowout Cards right now and buy a 10-box case for the low price of $5,500. From $240 to $5,500. Yes, I ripped every single box and sold all the contents, which, by the way, I did pull a Giannis patch auto, an RPA of Giannis. And you can, those are selling for, there's a raw one right now on eBay for $2,500. And guess what? I sold mine a month later, and I was happy that I sold mine for $75. Now it's $2,500. Oh boy. Black Friday 2016. So you never know. Play the waiting game. It might pay off for you. So that's what I had for today. Let's go to the chat real quick to end it. Max says, ironically, it's a great time to buy the stock market too. It is. Hey, this is a great entry point to get into the stock market. Stocks are on sale. How long will the sale last? We don't know. Nobody knows. But yeah, it is a great time to buy. The Greek Freak. Did you ever sell that Giannis ticket stub? Yes, I did. So the Giannis ticket stub that I pulled out of a Goodwill, out of a trash bag of cards from one of my Goodwill pallets, was his rookie home debut. And it sold for, I think, $225. So that was a good sale. Low Roller says, are you planning to buy basketball cards on Black Friday? Probably not. Basketball I don't know the market. The market is just, I don't know. The market's just wacky on basketball. I don't understand the basketball market. I'm going to stay in my lane, which is why I don't sell hockey, which is why I don't sell soccer. It's not my lane. Basketball is like, I'm kind of okay, but I'm really not. So I try to avoid it. Sometimes it's unavoidable in the bulk that I buy, but I likely will stay away from basketball. I'll likely stay away from football. If there's Bowman U football on Black Friday, I will buy that because I know that market and I know a good price point for it. But other NFL products, I don't know, so I'll stay away. I'll stick in my lane. I know the wrestling market. I know the baseball market. That's probably what I'll stick to on Black Friday, Black November holiday sales. Max says, however long the media wants to deny the fact we aren't in a recession, right on. I don't think anybody understands the basketball market right now. It's been crazy. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I turn away bulk basketball because I have like Darius Garland rookie cards that I can't sell for $2 in my eBay store, but I can sell Zach Lothar rookie cards because I sold one last night, probably because of his tweet. I can sell random, and Fernando just dropped, and that's another one I like to use. Fernando Romero. I can sell Fernando Romero rookies for $1.50 shipped, but I can't move an all-star basketball rookie for $2. I just don't understand the basketball market. So that's why I'm out. Fernando, what's up? Are you preparing for Black Friday? Is it too early? No, it's never too early. I was just talking about blowout sales from years gone by. Some of the deals that I picked up on Black Friday from Blowout Cards. There's some dash deals going on right now. I bought 48 hanger boxes of WWE Heritage. I think that's a steal of a deal on Blowout Cards right now. Basically, if you get a lot, it's $5 per hanger box. The Alexa Bliss singles alone sell for $10 to $15. Some of the inserts sell for upwards of $5. So I think that's just a steal at $5 per hanger box. So that's what I had for today. A little unexpected soapbox this morning from my Facebook, from looking at Facebook this morning. And it was a response in unscheduled video response to Moynihan in his pet peeves. So I shared those. If you missed it earlier this morning, that's how I started the show. So thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you like the content. If you didn't like the content, hit the like button anyway, or don't. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Thanks for all those. We had a great chat this morning as always. Have a great Tuesday. I have to remember to take my trash and recycle. This is an important week because this is also recycle week. So I must remember to take the trash to the curb tonight. Otherwise, I'll get interrupted halfway through my show tomorrow morning hearing the garbage truck, and I have to make frantic calls to the city. Can you come back and pick up my garbage? So have a great Tuesday. Back at it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll chat tomorrow.